everyone. Welcome to Wednesday in the Word. We're so excited to have you join with us tonight for the fourth installment of our relationship series. Hey, can you do me a favor? Share this live on Facebook, on social media. Let someone know that we are live and in living color, and we're going to dive deeper into this thing called relationships, and we're going to include it today. And so I have a special guest with us on today.
Yes.
I'm now First Lady. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Calvary, I am here with all of you all, and for us to dive deep in the last installment of our relationship series.
Yes, it is so exciting for us to be able to do this together. And you know, it's actually our first time doing something together since we've been here at Calvary.
It is.
And how fitting it is to do it right after the installation. And we're doing this thing together. And so we're grateful for you all joining with us. It has been a phenomenal series thus far.
So good. All of the speakers and guests that we've had have been sharing such great insights. And so while you all are watching us live, go ahead and put in the chat some of the things that have been shared with you all that you were like, wow, that really stood out to me, and I appreciated it.
Yes, it has been phenomenal. Our first week, we had a time of connecting with our singles.
Yes.
Those who believe they have the gift of singleness, those who are in the process of dating, and those who are looking to get married.
Right.
And it was really exciting to have that engagement together with different generations, and seeing how we're all able to have something in common, which is singleness.
Yes.
And it was great for them to be able to be vulnerable and sharing from their heart. And I thought it was fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. And then the next week,
we had, we talked about lovingly married, and that we had the Penders.
Yes.
Selena Pender and Elder Tony Pender. I love that couple.
Yes.
They're phenomenal. They serve here at the church. It was great being able to hear their experience about marriage and what does it take in order to have a healthy marriage.
Yes.
You know, it takes a lot to have a healthy marriage, right?
It does. It does.
Doesn't mean you're going to get everything right, but it is you striving both together, keeping Christ the center of all your relationships, and knowing that you'll continue to be intentional in your relationship. Then lastly, we have the one and only Wrights.
Yes.
It was great to have the Wrights with us, and they talked about marriage is complicated.
Yes.
Talked about communication, talked about intimacy, they talked about finances, and some of those things we even had to go through as well.
Yes, we did.
Within our couple of years of marriage. And so we're coming together, wanting to conclude this series, bringing it all together, what we've heard from the singles, what we've heard from the marriage couples that we've had, and kind of sharing from our experiences.
Yes, and sharing our own journey. Because the beautiful thing is we've been married almost 5 years. And so, yes, we are married.
5 years? Almost 5 years?
Almost 5 years. Did you remember?
I remembered.
Okay.
August 3rd, 2019. That was the day.
That was the day. What time?
Don't ask me that. Don't ask me what time it was. I was there. That's all I got to say.
And it was hot.
Listen. But it was 5 years almost here. And so we're actually on a very interesting place that we're able to really speak from
both ends.
Both ends.
Yes.
And so we're not professionals in marriage. We're almost 5 years in.
Right.
We tried a little bit of things here and there to learn some things along the way, but yet we know what it took as relates to being singles and what does it look like with dating.
Exactly, and marriage.
And marriage.
There
and
you
so,
go.
so today we're going to share a little bit of our story, but we want to frame this whole conversation around one word. And what's that one word?
Purpose.
Purpose. We want to talk about how to live a purposeful life as a single, those who have the gift of singleness.
Right.
But then how do you live on purpose as you're waiting for your purpose partner? And then we're going to talk about purpose partner. And what is that is, because we see each other as purpose partners.
You're my purpose partner.
Listen. And so we want to be able to share from those lenses as we kind of bring this series to a close.
Right.
So, Lady Carter, I'm going to share a little bit of how we met, but let's see if you tell the truth.
Okay, so who's going first?
I'll let you go first. How did this whole thing happen as we talk about purpose? We're going to talk about what we had to do in our single life as far as partnership, but what is our story? Let's see if you tell the truth.
Okay, so I'm going to give you all the condensed version. So Pastor Carter and I we're friends on Facebook. So we met on Facebook, in parentheses.
Yeah.
We met on Facebook, and we had been friends, and you know how Facebook suggests friends to you? Well, it suggested that we be friends because we're both preacher kids. Mm-hmm. And so we had several mutual preacher kid friends. And so it suggested that we be friends. But, at the time, Pastor Carter, he had over like 5,000 friends on Facebook and everything. And so I was just one of those 5,000 friends that he had. And so it was, I guess, a few years that we had been friends. We hadn't said anything to each other. And if you all remember when Facebook Live first came out, when somebody would go live, it would bring that person's live to the very top of your news feed, and then you would get an alert about it. Mm-hmm. So this was 2018? Yes, 2018. 2018.
What day?
January 10th.
January
10th, 2018. And actually, this was January 9th. So I was doing a Facebook Live and an interview for a book that I wrote, and we'll talk more about it. And ironically, it is on purpose. But the book title is Hello Purpose, Say Yes to a Life That Matters. And so I was doing a promotional tour for that book, and I went live on Facebook while they were interviewing me. And as I went live, my live came to the very top, divinely, of Pastor Carter's news feed. And he watched the live and was commenting. And what were you thinking as you were watching that live?
I said, that's a gorgeous woman right there. No, listen, my wife, they were talking, you all were talking about actually singleness and talking about pursuing to get married. And you all talking about not settling as it relates to rings and things that ain't. And I just kind of put something in the comments just to add into the conversation. And you acted like you said you knew me.
Well, I knew we were Facebook friends.
Yeah, but
so he watched the entire live. He heard that I was writing a book, and that the book was about to come out, and the book ended up coming out on my birthday, March 8th of 2018 of that year, and he watched it, and then the next day, he sent me a DM, a divine message, as we call it.
Is that what we call a divine message?
A divine message that said, I really, very respectful, I appreciate your heart for God and everything that you are doing, and congrats to you on writing your book. And that was it.
Yeah, and one thing led to another, and it's so ironic because we started talking on social media, then we started talking on the phone. And
yes.
I came and visited in June. We came in June, and with the blessings of Bishop Alfred Owens, he knew about me going down there, and didn't know that they knew, Bishop and co-pastor knew your parents and how that whole thing worked together. And then she came to D.C.
Right, and I came to Calvary.
Yeah, listen, that was actually our first church that we went to in the DMV area was Calvary. We even go to my dad's church. We came to Calvary, and look how it was just a full circle for us. And then I proposed in December, and we got married the August of the following year. And y'all, this was a fast. And so why are we sharing all this?
Yes.
It's because we have learned that as singles, that if you live right, if you live a life of purpose, if you seek Christ first, sometimes God will bring a blessing into your life and he will expedite a thing.
Right.
I mean, it seemed like we met in January.
And things just kept moving. But one thing that I think is really important about this story, and that I respect so much about you, is that you hear the voice of God. And that is evidenced by when Pastor Carter met me the first time in person. He went back home, prayed about it, and then he went and put my ring on layaway immediately. Have we talked about rings? So I didn't even pick out my ring, which I love, and he went and put it on layaway because he knew then that God said I was the one.
Listen, you can't be playing games, y'all, in this relationship thing. Once you find a good one, you got to put a ring on it. What if Beyonce said you better put a ring on it? You hear me? Don't let a good one go away.
There you go.
But the thing I think that drew me to you was, yes, you wrote a book about Hello Purpose, and I'll just go ahead and encourage all of you on Amazon, go ahead and purchase that book if you want to learn more about purpose. It's under Sharice Dickerson. That's her maiden name.
That's my maiden name.
But I think the thing that drew me to you was yes, I know you probably, from watching that video, you wanted to get married.
Right.
But you were living your life of purpose.
Yes.
As a single woman.
Yes. And I was enjoying the season that I was in. Of course, I had the desires to be married and all of those things, married, have children, and serve with my husband. But I knew that even while I was single, God had a call for me, and that my life wasn't on pause until I got married, but that God could use me where I was, and I felt whoever I was going to marry was going to come alongside me as I was running for God as hard as I possibly could. And so I wanted to use everything that God had given me to walk in my purpose, and then who I married, we would end up complementing each other and glorifying God together.
I mean, I think we've even talked about this together, that, and we're still talking about singleness, everyone, and the desire to get married. We're trying to bring this whole series together.
Right.
And we talk about Adam and how he was in the garden and how he was living on purpose. And just because the text says that God saw that he was alone,
right,
and made himself a helper that was suitable for him. And I find it very interesting because Adam was a couple of things. The first thing was, the text does not say he was lonely. The text says he was alone.
Right, which there's a difference.
Well, how do you see it as a difference?
So being alone, first of all, you can be in a crowd of many people, right, and still feel lonely, right?
Good.
Because proximity does not indicate connection.
Ooh, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
So you can be in a crowd of numerous people, family members. You can be a group of family members, whether it's a family dynamic, friendship, co-workers, whatever the case may be. But just because you are in proximity to people does not mean that you are connected to people. Wow. So there are many people that are in crowds of numerous people, but still find themselves feeling lonely.
Yeah.
Whereas, you could have somebody that is by themselves, but that doesn't mean they're alone, but that doesn't mean they necessarily feel lonely. And maybe that they're alone in this segment, but they find connection in other ways to other people. And this is what is really important. Our life is a connected journey, not an isolated journey. Ooh. So no matter if you are single or you are married, God created us for connection. And how that connection is exhibited, it can be different in the different stages of life. But just because you're in one stage of life or another does not mean that you will not need connection. And so I think that was one thing for me that was beautiful about when the time that I was single, and it's still true now, is that I was still very connected to community. Yeah. And this will dovetail even, and we'll talk about it a little bit later in the series that we will do next, just even talking more about community.
Yeah, I think if I could just dovetail on that, that really just points back to the message on Sunday, talking about the importance of discipleship.
Exactly.
And discipleship is not an isolated journey.
Right.
It is a journey that is in community with other people. And so it's important for us to realize that Adam was not lonely.
Right.
He was alone. But the biggest thing is he was in the garden. He was cultivating the garden, which means he was living on purpose. He was doing what God called him to do. Yeah. He was walking with God. He had a relationship with God. And so it's very important for us in our singleness that we are in relationship with God and that we're living on purpose. Don't wait until you get married or to live on purpose. You have to live on purpose now.
Right.
And then the text says that he saw that he created someone that was suitable for him. And I think one of the things about us is, yes, we're compatible,
right,
but I think we're more suitable. Compatible means we like the same things and we love to have fun.
Right.
But suitable means we are purpose partners. We're heading down the same direction. So I want to encourage all of you all to really look at our life and is our life full of purpose?
Right.
First Lady, I mean, even as we think about our life when we got married,
right,
our life has been full of transitions. I would say, yes, we've been married.
So many transitions.
we said we're transitioned out because even though we're almost married for 5 years, we've done so much in 5 years.
So much in 5 years.
Yes, I had to go get myself a counselor. And the First Lady had to listen. She's a counselor too.
Right.
But I mean, we went through so much. I mean, when we got married, you moved to Lancaster, Pennsylvania at the time. And you got a new job, left your family.
Yes.
New
church,
new home, married, new.
Yes.
And then I got a new job, and then you started a job, and
and don't forget the 2 babies in the.
Hold on, but before then we had this thing called a pandemic.
Yes.
We had this pandemic, and then we
had. I don't know if that was that bad, because that's how we got baby number 1.
Well, yes. Well, Rodney the third is here, and so we had a baby, and then after we had the baby, and then I took another church, pastored another church, and then we moved here to the DMV, and then we got an apartment here, and then new job for you, new job for me, and then after that, we then had another baby, then moved into a house. And now we're here pastoring and First Lady of Greater Mount Calvary Holy Church. Yes. It has been so much transition.
Right.
But it's been great.
Right. And you know what I think? So everybody, or maybe not everybody knows, I'm a licensed professional counselor. I'm licensed in 3 different states. All the glory to God. I love everything that I have the opportunity to do. And one thing that I say to my clients is oftentimes we think of transition as something negative. But when I look at transition, yes, it was tough, but the growth that it produced in us, I'm not sure we would be able to sit here as your pastor and First Lady if we did not have all of those transitions, because with each transition, it took us to a new level of growth and even another level in purpose.
Yeah.
Because we had to have those tough conversations.
Yeah, tough conversations.
We just had to grow and mature, and it was something very beautiful. So if you are in a season of transition, I encourage you to ask yourself, God, what are you trying to teach me in this season, and what are you trying to produce in me in this season?
Yeah, I mean, transition is beautiful. Because as you say, it brings out strength in us, and helps us to learn that life is a journey. Life of journey is of ups and downs, but I think it's those moments that you go through things that I would say that actually strengthen our marriage more than anything. We stayed in that house together during that pandemic. It was just us 2 in that apartment in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, with the horse and buggies. But it was in those intentional times that we were able to get close and be able to get to know each other even more, even though we had a long distance relationship. And so I think one of the things that we look at purpose partners, and I think one of the things I had to come to the understanding is that my purpose is not greater than my wife's purpose, and her purpose is not greater than my purpose. Our purpose together is what's great. Because I can't be intimidated about the gifts that God has given you, because the reality is the gifts that God has given you and the strengths God has given you is to enhance me and vice versa. Because that's what purpose partner is all about. Doesn't mean we always are doing the same thing. God has allowed me to be the pastor of this great church. But my wife covers me in a way that no one else can cover. And that's the strength that I receive. And then she ministers to the women of our church. And so it's a dual partnership in everything that we do. And as I shared with you before, you have partners, you have parasites, and you have partners, parasites, and projects. But I think we've been intentional in our marriage to say, okay, how can I help you in your purpose?
For sure. And that is such a really great point. And I think it's really important for us first to understand, what do we mean by purpose? So purpose is an original intent of a thing. So if you don't know the reason for the thing or why it was created, then abuse is inevitable.
Oh, wow.
So I'll say that again. When you don't know the reason or the purpose of a thing, then abuse is inevitable. So people that don't understand the purpose of marriage, they will experience marital conflicts and unfortunately sometimes possibly even experience abuse in that relationship. People that don't understand the purpose of children and the joy that children can bring, we might see some child abuse happening there. And the list could go on and on and on about abusing resources and experiences and even people when we don't understand the purpose, right? And so that even brings me to another point.
Yeah.
It's okay for me to go here. So I wrote a book on purpose. I'm very passionate about purpose. Love it. If you want to talk more about it, love to talk to you about it. And so one of the chapters in the book, and I was talking about home court advantage. So some of you all might know this about me, but I am a really big sports fan. My whole family, my siblings and I, we all did sports. I ran track as well as I played basketball. I felt like in basketball, they had me more on the team because I'm such an encourager and I was good for morale, but they kept me on the team. So varsity girls basketball, we had a winning season my senior year. And we were waiting for the rankings to come out for playoffs. And why that is really important is because of home court advantage. And you might be wondering, like, okay, why is home court advantage very important? Well, not only do you get to play in your home gym, but home court advantage is seen to be an advantage or give you the cutting edge because of the psychological effect the home team can have on the opposing team. And so that kind of gets me to ask the question, and this is a question that I asked in my book, is do you have people around you that are giving you a home court advantage? Or do you have a lot of people around you that are kind of opposing the purpose that God has given you? So there are three different things. I guess you had three. I had three different things. The first one, and let me just open it up really quick, is purpose prosecutors. Right? So every time you share your purpose with somebody, and you got to be careful who you share it with. Do you feel like the dreams and the gifts that God has given you are on trial? Are they saying, girl, why are you going back to school? You know it's so expensive and people are coming out with loans, or why are you doing this? Or why are you doing that? Constantly questioning what God said. And because they are questioning what God said, they are causing you to then question possibly the things that God said. So there's purpose prosecutors, but then there is purpose protectors, right? And so these are people that you can confide in and share the dreams that you have. These are people that are there to support you along the way. They could be there regularly for you, but these people aren't necessarily the people that are actually going to journey with you. And then lastly, there's purpose partners. And those are the people that, like, just like we call each other, they're the ones that are actually going to journey with you to bring that purpose to pass.
So can you expound on that just a little bit more as it relates to that within a marriage?
Right.
Because it's important for us. We talked about that we're purpose partners, but the purpose protectors and the purpose prosecutors, that can sometimes cause your marriage to be unhealthy.
It can. It can. It can definitely cause your marriage to be unhealthy. And so I think this kind of even goes back to last week, why it's really important to communicate in that area. So if you feel like, you know, every time I share some of my dreams, I'm feeling, and it's important, you know, we say this always in counseling, to use I statements. You can get very into a lot of battles when you said you did this, you did that, when really it's about how you felt. And so I feel when these words are said, that is kind of making it seem like you're against me, instead of us being able to do this together and having an open conversation about how you feel about it.
Well, I mean, being a purpose partner really takes security,
Right.
and and you being assured of who you are.
Right.
You cannot allow insecurity to be there as it relates to having a marriage that desires to be purpose partners. I would say this. I mean, ever since we've gotten married, it has been a lot of transition, and a lot of the major transitions even had to do with my jobs, and it could seem as if in this moment that when I had to pastor in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, those churches had to transition. It seemed like my wife had a lot of dreams and things that before we were married she was doing a lot, and it could seem as if it was put on pause while I was doing these things. But I had to be intentional, because when we moved here, you didn't have your license yet. You were in the process of trying to get your license. Right. I had to say, okay, there's some things I need to put on pause right now, put on brakes to allow her to be able to grow. She's been my cheerleader. Okay, let me be her cheerleader. That's all. That's what Purpose Partners all about. Right. And I've learned if you cannot do it effectively in your singleness, it's going to be hard to do it in your marriage.
Right.
That's why you have to have people around you, friends around you, that you can be their cheerleaders, that you can be their spokesperson. You can help them in their purpose. Right. So that cultivates that purpose partner desire in your heart, so that when you get married, you're able to now serve your spouse rather than block your spouse. And so
that's good.
I mean, I think that goes into that prosecutor, that protector. But God has called us to be purpose partners together. Well, I know we've shared a lot tonight, and we didn't share long, but we wanted just to close out this series together. We originally were not supposed to be on the program together.
But I'm so glad we are.
Listen, but we are doing this thing together, and it's actually great that we did it together, because we wanted to invite you all. Our church, we're doing a marriage and singles retreat.
Yes.
In March. What date is it? I believe it's the 23rd.
23rd, March 23rd. And so you can register on our website for it.
Yes, and so we're going to basically everything we talked about in this series, and even tonight, we are putting that all together and coming together in person, to have fellowship and fun, to learn from one another, to strengthen one another, as we're all trying to do relationships God's way.
Right.
Well, it's been a joy to be in this series on relationships. Please put in the chat if this has been a blessing to you. Please share this with your family and your friends, because we want to continue to grow and be equipped believers. And this is where we're able to be disciples.
Yes.
Discipleship not only in our singleness, but discipleship also in our marriage. Well, as you all heard on this past Sunday, I shared the vision for our church for this year, 2024, that God has called us to make a disciple shift, to go back to the basics. And we, all of us collectively, as members of our church, that we are part of this great body to do the work, to go and make disciples. So as we're talking about going back to the basics, our next Bible study is going to be on the book entitled I Am a Church Member by Tom Rainier. I will encourage you right now, go ahead and get your book. It's going to be a phenomenal time of discussion. We're actually going to continue this type of discussion style for our Bible study for a little while. So please go on Amazon, purchase the book, I Am a Church Member by Tom Rainier. We'll announce it again on Sunday. We're going to go through each chapter together. And we all want to be a church body, even as we're in this transition, to know that we all play a part in making Greater Mount Calvary Holy Church greater as we shift.
Yes, for sure.
Well, this has been phenomenal, First Lady. Thank you so much for joining with us.
No, thank you so much. And I will just say, I just want everybody to remember that life is not an isolated journey, but this is a connected journey.
Yes.
So what better way to get connected than to get connected to the body of Christ and to the body of believers, and here at Greater Mount Calvary Holy Church.
Thank you all so much for joining with us. Tell a friend, tell a loved one that we are here at the Greater every Sunday at 10 a.m. Bring somebody, go and make disciples. And this Sunday, it is First Lady Carter's birthday on Friday.
It is.
But my wife, she said this year, I want to focus on the women of the church this year. And so we'll still have a conversation about that. But she wants to focus on the women of the church. So this Sunday, we're celebrating the women of our church as they launch her ministry and also recognize our First Lady's birthday. And so we want to encourage you women, come on out on Sunday.
Yes.
And there's going to be a phenomenal time in the Lord. Thank you all so much for joining with us. We love you so much, and we will see you all next week.
See you. Love you, Calvary.